I'm Ashley Wagasback, feeding therapist, occupational therapist, and lactation consultant. Look forward to discussing all things feeding so that we can support you to bring your little one to their maximum potential so that feeding can be enjoyable for the entire family.
Are you looking for a community of other moms joining together to support their little one through the ups and downs of feeding and gross motor milestones? The Thriving Together community is just for you. Find us on social media at Instagram, Facebook, and www.sensorysolutionsTherapy.com to learn more. We look forward to seeing you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Feeding Solutions podcast. I'm so excited to have a local girl with me today, Sydne Freeman. She was born in Houma, Louisiana, and she attended Vanderbilt Catholic High School, graduating in 2010. And then she went full steam ahead and obtained her Bachelor's of Science with her minor in chemistry from local state university. And then she attended Columbia in New York, where she graduated in 2017. And then afterwards, she was in outpatient setting for over 6 years. And then she said, I'm going to open up my own place, which thank goodness she did. And she is supporting the community in rehabilitation. And she is focusing on just really loving her patients that are having difficulty with pelvic floor dysfunction. And she's pulling in her experience from the orthopedic world as well. So she is married, and her sweetheart that she met when she was 13, and now they have three children, and one of the sets of babies is twins. So wow. And so she says that those little ones are the reason why she's so passionate about pelvic floor. I can only imagine. I've only had single births, so I can imagine what the pelvic floor gets hit with twins. So, over the past years, she has become a personal trainer. She's a doula. She is pregnancy and postpartum corrective exercise specialist. I don't know what that is, but that sounds super snazzy. Pregnancy and postpartum athleticism coach, an SFMA certified coach. Is that what that is? And she's taken, yeah, okay. She's taken courses to treat pregnant women, postpartum women, and she's working on her PRFS certification through Triggered Academy. And she's getting ready to take courses in spinning babies and begin fitting for pessaries, which I just learned about that. So I'm like, wow, that's pretty specialized. And so obviously your guilty pleasure is continuing education courses. That is obvious, but lucky for us that you are that way. So in her spare time, she loves to stay active and she likes to work out and train for half and full marathons. Wow, that's amazing. And she likes to cook and explore restaurants and hang out with her husband and kids. So welcome. I'm so excited you're
Yay!
here.
Thanks for
This is
having me.
so wonderful. Yeah, no, absolutely. You're just coming into my world, and just like the little times we've touched here or there have just been such a blessing. So I'm so thrilled to have you on and kind of share a little bit more about what you're doing. So kind of tell me about yourself and like the line of work that you're doing. Give me a little bit more detail.
Yeah, okay. So I, like I said in my little bio, I got into the whole pelvic floor realm because like throughout my 2 years of being pregnant and then like having births back to back, one being vaginal, one being a section.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of got I got to see both sides of things and like how rehab could like you don't really have to have a vaginal delivery to be able like to need pelvic floor therapy
Uh,
or like rehab in general.
yeah, yeah.
So I felt like, and then I also didn't have like a lot of education on like what I could do in my births or like what could have happened or anything like that. I just felt like it was just like told to me, like, this is what happens,
Mm-hmm.
this is what we're gonna do, this is when you need to come, and then like we'll have a baby. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then like the support after, it was just kind of like, okay, like that's it. Like you just like I have this baby and then I leave and go home. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what to do now. So I think that's kind of what led me into this realm. And then I mean, like, I've been loving act being active, exercise, everything like that since I was like a tiny little being.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
think like my love and knowledge of like biomechanics and everything like that, it really has been very helpful for me to piece together like why certain things might be happening um
That
in
makes
my patients.
sense.
So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, jumping into more of like the birth side. So you're are training to be a doula, or have you finished your training
So
for?
I did my certification and then I haven't like submitted the hours or anything like that yet, but I'm just kind of like using everything that I've learned in my clinic and like kind of
Hmm.
giving my Bayou birth doulas like every like my assessments so they can use them
Yes.
in their births.
Okay, so kind of explain that. Like, what's the connection with you being a doula? Because I know I've heard you say how that's going to help you being
Yes.
a pelvic floor therapist. So tell me about that.
Yes. Okay, so I feel like this is probably like my favorite part about all of this.
Okay.
Um, so me being like more of like a biomechanical lens, like I can do a full assessment, look at like sacrum, pelvis, how your hips are lying and all of that. See if there's like the mobility deficits, if there's a certain thing that's really like, if you're having pain in one area, I can help you try to fix that. A, but
Hmm.
B, like I can tell, like, so say Kim is their doula and midwife, and then I'll be like, okay, hey, if she has a labor stall and like baby's already engaged, if
Hmm.
she's stalling, like let's press on her left SI or like left ILA and then give baby a little bit more room because she's known to be a little stuck there. Um,
Ah.
so I feel like it's just like a more I'm trying to help women have like a more like an easier birthing process or like less stressful, less stalls, and
Hmm.
then use the mobility type of movements that I know work for like opening inlet, mid pelvis outlet, and then like use that through their labor.
Gotcha. That makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, um, I have worked with pelvic floor therapists before for myself, and just like out in the community, I know everybody kind of has their own different approach. So, you would not say all pelvic floor therapists treat the same, correct?
No, then there's
And
no one right way.
okay, yes. So, like, what does your approach look like?
Okay, you want me to just go through like I'll give you like an example of like an evaluation and then like
Yeah.
how I would move forward with treatment.
Yeah.
So in my ideal world, I will go through, take a history. We'll do a full movement screen of like how you bend, how you squat, how you hinge, press, breathe, what your core brace looks like, and then a full like look at your glute strength, core strength, all of the things laying down like hip mobility. We'll look
Mm,
at like sacral mobility, all of like your ischial tuberosities, if they're lying in line, if your coccyx is more to one side, all the things. And then I'll usually do the internal exam if my patients are up for it. If not, no big deal.
hmm.
But we'll go through the internal. We'll look at like, can you contract your pelvic floor? Can you relax it? Can you bear down? Do you have any trigger points? And then how does your pelvic floor align with your breath? Because they should kind of coincide together. Like they have
Okay.
a very intimate relationship.
Okay.
So, and then going forward, we use that more in like an active setting. So I will use more corrective exercises at first and then build up strength from there.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So, like, in my mind, it was like, oh, I've had five babies. I can't do a jumping jack without peeing on myself. That's when I need to go see a pelvic floor therapist. Is like, what's your ideal time, though, for someone to come to see you?
So ideally, I love to see like all of my moms like establish care like 35, 36 weeks and then
Okay.
between like 2 to 6 weeks postpartum.
Oh,
It
nice.
kind of just depends on like the patient and how much pain they're in, if they're not having any pain, if they're having anything like stand out to them. But I feel like establishing care beforehand is really helpful just
Mm-hmm.
because, unless you're having pain, then like come see me earlier.
Sure.
Um,
Okay.
but if in an ideal world your pregnancy is going great, you feel great, like come at like 35, 36 weeks and then follow up at least one time postpartum. Because you know, like
Mm-hmm.
life gets crazy, but you got
Mm-hmm.
to take care of you too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's ideally that's what would happen.
Okay. So you don't have to just be urinating on yourself in order to come and see you, right?
No,
So like what are
no.
some other signs that a woman may say this pelvic floor therapy would be beneficial to me?
Okay, so obviously the incontinence, but constipation if you're having any problems like pooping or
Hmm.
pain with intercourse, if you're having pelvic pain, low back pain, any kind of like radiating pain down the leg, if you have that separation in your cord, your
Hmm.
diastasis. I mean, honestly, like the moms, they all come in with like they're breastfeeding all the
Yes.
time. So like the neck pain, the shoulder pain, anything like that. We can help all of the
All the
things. So
things.
it's definitely not just peeing on yourself.
Okay. Well, you just checked off like like all the problems that I have. So
Right.
I'm glad that I'm going in the right direction.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, of course, there's like so much noise and misinformation out there. So, like, what are some of the myths, the misinformation out there that you're hearing that moms are in like the postpartum recovery stage that you're like, this is not true. I need you to know this is not true.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of moms like they come in and they're like, "Oh, well, I just had a baby, so like I should definitely like it's normal for me to be leaking. It's
Mm,
normal for me to have like I mean it's normal for me to have pressure or pain or
hmm
anything." I feel like within a little bit of a time frame, sure, but like after like the first initial 2 to 3 weeks, it should kind of you should be kind of feeling a little bit better. Symptoms should not be getting worse. Um,
hmm
and then like if you feel just like completely drained, I think some providers are like, oh, like you're a mom, you're tired, that's okay.
Ah,
And it's not. You shouldn't
hmm
be feeling just so down and blah and like you can't go on. So I think that's like a big thing that I hear a lot that I
Oh,
think
yeah.
a lot of people can be helped with that
Yeah,
you
for
know.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So, okay. So when I am meeting with a mom, I'm asking them about like their the pushing stage. I'm asking about like how much baby's moving. So they're coming into my world because their baby's having feeding difficulties. But like on your end, body tension, birth trauma, are you seeing a connection in like how that's impacting the baby, and maybe how they're feeding or like just the baby's nervous system for feeding? Are you seeing that on your end?
Yes, because I feel like the more tension they have, like they don't hold them
Hmm.
as closely
Mhm.
and like
Mhm.
baby can't latch as well.
Mhm.
So then I
Mhm.
feel like a lot of my moms that have a lot of like upper body tension or like pelvic floor tension, they like lean away from everything. So
Mhm. Mhm.
they they don't get like I don't know the baby world, but I
Yeah.
assume that they're not getting a really great like deep
Yeah.
latch. It's more shallow.
Mhm.
And then the other thing that I feel like is like if a mom's more of like fight or flight, like the baby feeds off of that.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
feel like the baby's probably like their nervous system is probably a little bit haywire too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and what I've always learned is that, if mom's pelvis is not in great alignment, then the baby has a hard time to descend or just get in a place where the baby can be pushed out with like not causing a ton of trauma to mom as well. So I'm imagining like having you assess things when they're still pregnant is going to support baby's development and then make for a smoother transition afterwards.
yeah. Yes, for sure. I'm all about giving baby like lots of
The
movement in the
space.
pelvis.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Okay, so what are a couple of things, simple things? Everyone's overwhelmed in this postpartum stage. So what are some things that a mom can do? She can start today or in the next, weeks or so after having the baby that are going to make her feel a little bit more comfortable in her body and going to get her kind of recentered.
Yeah, so I will always say this is a time where I am okay with you, like, because you just had a lot of pelvic floor trauma. So I am okay
Mm-hmm.
with my mom's, like, when they feed the baby, trying to do some good, like, pelvic floor contractions, but also, like, making sure you can still relax too.
Okay.
And then like connecting back with your breath with your pelvic floor. So like as you inhale, diaphragm and pelvic floor descend. As you exhale, everything comes back to neutral. And then working on gentle core brace in like different positions. So like supine, if you're laying on your back, just making sure you can like connect your core, your pelvic floor, and your breath. And
Mm-hmm.
then like gradually working into that. I will
Mm-hmm.
always tell my moms like if you feel okay going for a walk, go for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Mm-hmm.
if it's giving you pain, like we need to reassess the situation.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So again, pain is something that's going to be a big cue for mom to say, okay, she might need to adjust what she's doing. You don't just
Yeah.
push through any of that.
No, because then it ends up just kind of like biting you in the butt later.
So you mentioned the emotional piece earlier. So like again, like this is not something I even considered, but like pelvic floor and mom's emotions and her emotional state. So like how are you supporting moms who might come in that are just not in a good space emotionally?
So I feel like the my favorite part about what I do is like I get to connect with the moms because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I have I have experience with it, so I can kind of I relate to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I can give them like a different perspective on things, but also just help them through. I give everybody my phone number. Everybody has my phone number. So I'm like literally, if
Mm-hmm.
you need me, text me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm here
Mm-hmm.
for you. I'll advocate for you. Like just tell me what you need. But I also feel like your pelvic floor holds trauma. So if
Mm.
I can be like somebody that helps
Wow.
you like release that, then yeah, of course, like I will do everything that I can.
Yeah.
But it helps them feel more normal when they can like hold in their pee or like not cough
Yeah.
and pee or any, go for a
Yeah.
walk without feeling their organs falling out.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So can you explain like the pelvic floor holds trauma? I mean, obviously women are having tears and, like physical trauma. Are you talking about like emotional trauma too, or like some other like muscle memory? I mean, is
I,
that like part of the
yeah,
trauma
I
that they
think it just
hold?
kind of all like goes
Yeah.
together because like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can see like there's pictures everywhere of like how your vocal cords and your pelvic floor are like very similar. So it's like
Yeah.
the innervations kind of all go down.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you're feeling fight or flight, it just kind of
Yeah,
it
that makes so
resonates
much
there.
sense. So much sense.
So yeah.
Absolutely. So, what's some advice that you're going to give to a mom who's like, this is just normal exhaustion, overwhelm, like from your lenses, like what would you speak into that person?
I would just say like you do what you can when you can.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
not like an all or nothing kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You take pieces when you can take the pieces. Um, because I feel like it's just sometimes visits with me, like the first visit, it can be very overwhelming because it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of new information and trying to rewire your body of like what you're used to doing for years and years and years versus like what your body craves.
Mm-hmm.
So I always just start with like three or four things that they can take away, but they don't have to do them like
It's not
every
super
single day.
regimented. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then as they feel a little bit better, we can progress from there.
Okay, okay. So, I mean, it could be something as simple as like just breath work. Like you might start with
Yeah.
like if a mom's coming in overwhelmed with all the things already, she was just able to get herself to the appointment with you.
Right.
Like that
Yeah.
was like climbing Mount Everest for her. She doesn't have to feel like, oh, I'm gonna go home with like a ton of things that she has
Yeah.
to do. It could be simple.
Yes, I will give you literally all the tools, but like you don't have to use them all in one day.
Yeah, yeah. Like what is like a typical treatment plan look like as far as like we come in for the eval and then like what does that how does that unfold?
So, like treatment wise afterwards, like subsequent visits. Okay,
Yes.
so usually like we'll come in and then if anything's changed, you let me know. We'll work. Sometimes I'll do manual work if you need it. So like if your back's hurting, I'll probably do some joint mobilizations, like find like the sticky areas and
Okay.
see like how they compare both sides. After that, we'll go more into like the corrective. So like can you lengthen your hip rotators? Can we use those
Mm.
hamstrings to try to like get everything in alignment? That's kind of like building
The
blocks.
hierarchy. Okay, that makes sense.
And then from there we kind of just like make everything a little bit more functional. So I
Okay.
will like incorporate like thoracic mobility, rib cage mobility, everything and if you have like flared ribs, like we'll address all of the things. So everybody is so different that I can't be
Yes.
like this is game plan, but like
Yeah.
there's like a system that I kind of go through to make sure like everything is in good, I don't want to say alignment, but like
Yeah.
all muscles are firing on all
Well,
cylinders.
and I love that you're a personal trainer because um like you could even take it up to the next level of like even like when everything is sort of like I'm gonna say back to normal
Right.
from a physical fitness standpoint, it's something that could be carried over into like my exercise plan.
Exactly.
That's something that knowing like where I came in and with my weaknesses and my dysfunction were the things that I should do. Because I mean, I know like in the world where there's, you know, you can do 1,000 different types of exercise. Sometimes I get overwhelmed with like what's best for my body. Um, like I know like high intensity stresses my nervous system, but then I'm like, well, I'm not doing anything if I'm not like sweating profusely.
Right.
So I'm imagining you can like guide a person into like what is the right exercise regimen for
Yes.
them based on like what they're coming in with as far as struggles.
Right. Yeah. And that's kind of like the best of both worlds, like you're saying, is like what usually will start as like your first, second, third visit will eventually become like your warm up to when you go to the gym. And
Okay.
then like I have patients where they become just like more of like the personal training clients where I just build them a program and then like a 3 or 4 day program, they take it to the gym. They have videos of everything, explanations of everything, how many
Nice.
sets, how many reps, all the things, and then they just
Oh,
follow that.
nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like it definitely it's helpful because then I can just piece together like, okay, like this person needs like more left glute, more left quad, but hamstring on the right and adductor on the right are a little bit wonky. So like we'll do one thing for the right leg, one thing for the left leg. And
Mm-hmm.
so it'll just kind of be some things won't be like symmetrical, but it's going to be good for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, like, so within your practice right now, what's like the one area that you're like, I am absolutely in love with, and I would love to like do more of this?
Okay. So I really do. I feel like the best part about this is like getting to see, I say it's pregnant and postpartum because I love both, but like my pregnancy moms that come in with like so much pain and then they leave walking out being like, what the heck? I have no pain. Literally,
Oh,
it's the
wow.
best feeling in the world.
Oh, it's
Um,
nice.
so I feel like, but the same thing happens with like postpartum moms who are like, oh, like my back feels a little bit icky, like, but I think this is normal. Like it's not.
Mm.
So like,
Mm-hmm.
come check that
Mm-hmm.
out.
Okay.
So mainly like the assessment part and trying to like puzzle piece together how everything will like unfold in the birthing process and then like helping them after to recover as best as they can.
Awesome. Well, I mean, I love that you can cover such a wide array of concerns at different phases of a woman's life. And that just feels like really comforting to me. Like if I were
Yeah.
pregnant and in that, like, again, like you would know my body before, so that like if I ended up with some traumatic birth situation, you at least kind of knew where I started from. So
Exactly.
I can see how that would be so beneficial. And then you have the tools to continue to kind of get a person back to, or even better than they were before.
Right.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell people how they can find you. What's
Okay. Like social media.
social media, phone number, email? Yeah.
Okay, so social media, I'm on Instagram, the TikTok, the
Uh-huh.
Facebook. I'm all Vitality Physical Therapy. And then phone number 985-856-3329. You can call me, you can text me. I'm always awake at all times of the day and night. And then I usually emails are a little bit
Yeah,
they get a little backed up sometimes, but
that's right. People
yeah.
can find you on social, people are on social media, so they'll
Yeah.
find you there
And I
and your
have an
website.
online booking on my
Perfect.
Instagram, so you could just
Easy.
book there. Yeah,
Perfect. Well, great. Well, thank you for doing this. I'm
of
excited to
course.
share it with everyone. It's going to be so helpful. So, again, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I hope you found this episode on the feeding solutions helpful. If you would like more information, please follow Sensory Solutions on Facebook or Instagram, or you can always visit our website at www.sensorysolutionsTherapy.com. Thanks so much for joining today, and look forward to seeing you next time.